Good morning. Welcome to our latest daily thought. Worked out this morning that all being well, we would finish the book of Luke a week Friday. So we've gone from Luke 1 verse 1 right through to the end of Luke 24 in around and about 5 months, I reckon, because I have to work out when the first one we did. I'm sure it's quite easy to do. But we've been doing it all the way through lockdown. And yeah, we're nearly coming to the end of this book. But do not panic. We are working on what book we're going to do next for our daily thoughts, because they've been enjoyable to do, but also for people to listen to. But today we're into Luke 23, chapter 23, verse 13 through to 25. So I'm going to be reading from that. And maybe share your thoughts as I read it. Also say hello. So verse 13, it says, Pilate called together the chief priests, the rulers, and the people, and said to them, "You brought me this man as one who was inciting the people to rebellion. I have examined him in your presence, and have found no basis for your charges against him. Neither has Herod, for he sent him back to us. As you can see, he has done nothing to deserve death. Therefore I will punish him and then release him." But the whole crowd shouted, "Away with this man, release Barabbas to us." Barabbas had been thrown into prison for an insurrection in the city and for murder. Wanting to release Jesus, Pilate appealed to them again, but they kept shouting, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" For the third time he spoke to them, "Why? What crime has this man committed? I have found no grounds for the death penalty. Therefore, I will have him punished and then release him." But with loud shouts, they insistently demanded that he be crucified, and their shouts prevailed. So Pilate decided to grant their demand. He released the man who had been thrown into prison for insurrection and murder, the one they asked for, and surrendered Jesus to their will. So it's getting closer to that time where Jesus is about to be crucified, and we see that Pilate is really working hard to free Jesus, knowing that he's a sinless man. He'd done nothing wrong, certainly not anything wrong to deserve the ultimate punishment, which was death. But Jesus hasn't done anything wrong at all to deserve any kind of punishment. But to appease the cries of the crowd, Pilate agrees to punish him a little bit, but then release him. But they're like, no, he needs to die. And Jesus died because of us. He died because of the sacrifice that he came to this earth to fulfill. And all the people that were shouting "crucify him" weren't shouting "crucify him" because he's come to save us. They weren't shouting "kill him" because we need him to be our savior. They wanted him gone, and probably lots of them there were just part of a big, loud crowd that just wanted to shout whatever they wanted to shout. But interestingly, they released this man Barabbas, who was a horrible man, in place of this innocent man. And Pilate saw that. Pilate knew that. And, you can go into further depth to see how he felt about this whole ordeal. But eventually he gives in to the cries of this crowd, because he could see that there was going to be a riot if he didn't hand this man over to be crucified, Jesus. So he does. And that's where we leave the story up until tomorrow. But as we read through this story, one of the most famous stories of Jesus in terms of his death, and of course his resurrection, I want you to not take for granted the truth that we're reading and the fact that he did that for you, wherever you are today, wherever your life is, however you feel. Jesus died for you, and he went through all of this knowing that he was a sinless man, knowing that he'd done nothing wrong, but he did it for me and for you. And that's great news today. Have a great day, and we shall see you at 12 for some live prayer.